Hey guys, Tater here with my underqualified artist Gary. You good, Gary? Today we are talking about forming a team or group or collective, whatever you like to call it. They all require the same thing, which is compatible members. This means that each individual plays their part, but attempting to form teams online has some downsides. With no personal relationship to strangers you meet on the internet, it is hard to judge their character. Here are a few tips to help you out when looking to create a team online. Under the assumption that you are the leader of the group, it is your obligation to control everyone's responsibilities, to hire and to fire. Therefore, we need to know what makes a good team member. If you are like me, you have met some rather unresponsive people online. By default, if they don't reply, we usually just scratch them from being considered. An obvious tip, yes, but some people can be desperate enough to try and use anybody they see who takes a slight interest in their project. Be selective. This is your project and therefore the people you use should be just as enthusiastic as yourself. You must decide on the roles necessary beforehand so you know what you are looking for. For some examples, we are going to go over what to look in a person. Off the bat, I'm going to say that a qualification means very little in the creative industry. You want to look for portfolio work and experience. This way, you are able to see the abilities of the person, what they can make. It also gives you an insight to what other groups they have been involved with. Checking the quality of work in their portfolio is important, but sometimes we don't have this luxury, especially if we are looking for unpaid workers. So we are now putting our faith in their attitude and treating them more as a friend. Now, this is where it gets tricky. You need to make a decision on what type of reward they will be receiving. Some people will do it for nothing, but these people are usually still learning, so their quality of work may not be to a high standard. Offering reward is important to keeping a group together. A pet peeve of mine is people asking for help for a percentage of profit. Remember, nobody will trust a stranger on the internet, so the idea that you are going to give them a profit for their services is unlikely, and also there is no guarantee of your project's success. If you are planning on making something and require the help of others, they are not contracted out to you. You need to treat them as a friend. This is where being a leader separates from being a boss. Yes, you are in charge of the project, but you are also in charge of keeping your group happy to work. If you are able to pay people, then the attitude is slightly different. They are here to make money and you are paying them for their services. Looking for free work is different. Create friendships and work on the project together as if you are sitting right next to each other. Constant communication is key to keeping an unpaid person's enthusiasm high. Bringing me to another tip, which is voice over text. It is very difficult to judge people online without hearing them. Think about when you put LOL in a Facebook message. You aren't really laughing out loud, it's just polite to acknowledge an attempt at humor. Imagine talking with a stranger who showed very little interest in your project while you were explaining it to them. They would most likely respond with short, unconstructive critique, but this is blinding to those not looking for it. Try your best to have a vocal conversation and make judgments based on their tone. Now we will talk about where to find people. The internet is full of people who are enthusiastic at what they do. Unfortunately, the internet is also full of people who lack the skills and the attitude that you want. I usually spend my time talking to people on forums and voice channels like Discord or TeamSpeak. You'll be surprised by the amount of creative practices that take place. Forums are great because most people openly advertise themselves and you can pick and choose members without even talking to them. Voice channels are scarier because they instantly pair you with people who know what they are doing. It is sometimes intimidating to use because you can never tell how you are going to be treated as a newcomer. Sometimes instantly getting kicked, but on odd occasion you will meet some people who are very encouraging and can point you to great places to find a team member. Discord is great because it eases you into the community slowly and you can come to learn what people are like. Find some active channels and you can easily form a team by the end of the day. For those who do not know where to start, I'll leave a link to my favorite forums and Discord channels in the description below. Next up, we have the final but most important step, following through. You now have somebody on your team, but they can get bored or lose interest, and often it is very hard to tell. This has happened too often to myself, and I must admit I have left other people's projects without telling them. This was usually due to a lack of faith in the project's outcome. Basically, I had doubts after putting in so much effort that the project would succeed. Note that this can happen to anyone, regardless of their personality. The most important part you play is to understand them on a personal level. Become their friend. Know about their life, what they do, what they like, and have some time spent away from the project. Play games together to form trust. It won't necessarily stop them from leaving, but it makes working together enjoyable, and this is what makes them want to continue working with you. If they decide to leave, it will be thought about deeper because you have now become friends, and you'll be given plenty of warning. Also, you've just met an awesome person in the process. Thanks for watching, guys. I made a Discord channel where game devs come together to perform such tasks, and I'm loving how well it is working. So if you want to join, the link should be in the description. If you have any recommendations for this channel, comment section. On behalf of Gary and myself, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.